Hi, Connie.
Well, hello, Max.
Yeah, my hand's steady, I feel ready, but my leg's heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't
Always
hit it
talking
already?
shit.
Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises. You ain't stopping this, cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest, I'm gon' launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5. I'm rocking, and they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, no stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live my die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb.
And I'm the one to get it, bruh. I swear to God, I get it,
So
bruh.
with exercise class with me.
So don't just let me get it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna get it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one to get it, bruh. I swear to God, I'll get it, bruh.
I can't live in bed.
Hey, I ain't never giving up. Yeah, I never give up. I got this, man, I got it. I will not quit, I'm on it. Never off it. Got the block lit, I'm toxic. Spitting logic, make them nauseous. Honest, can I stop this? Never cautious, drop it. I'm the hardest. Knock, knock, bitch, watch it. I'm the fucking king of rock, bitch. Poppin', spitting hot shit. I'm dropping, chronic. I think I'm motherfucking lost it. Back, matter of fact, making racks where it's at. Have my back to the map, not an act, that's a fact. We attack in a back, so we act, no we act.
Yes, dude.
I'm black,
He wanted something different.
Rap, not a step, no we jab, give a crap. Every band's on the back, gotta
Yeah,
play better than
he
most
tried,
brands.
so I had to pick it
Goddamn, I'm a rhyme till I die.
Oh, welcome to the show. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Holy moly, what the name of
What
goodness
was
all
that?
of that?
Good grief, man.
Woo. Woo.
I think we need to go back to the old music.
Good Lord.
You know, when I
Oh.
said something different, I said I wanted something different. I figured Chris would go
Well,
old
you,
school.
you get what you asked for, man. I mean, what you guys complain too much. You guys got to get with it, okay? I mean, you asked me to get different music, and then I give you different music. You get upset about it. I mean, come on. We're all.
I'm not upset at all.
You're not upset, okay?
I'm not upset. It's just hell. I couldn't understand it.
Oh,
Although I had anticipated you might put on a ballad of songs by Boxcar Willie, but
mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah. Well, everybody, welcome to the podcast tonight. We got some great topics. The first one we're going to be getting into is the King of the Baggers, or should we leave that to last? I mean, people are probably going to be on, what's your thoughts on the King of the Baggers, guys? And then we're going to be like, Indian kind of messed up, man. That's what happened. Yeah. Well, anyway, like I said, welcome to the podcast. I need to get the camera a little bit closer to me because you guys are way closer than I am. Okay, there we go. That's better. And I'm bright for some reason. I gotta get some dimmers on this bad boy. But anyway, all right. The panel for tonight is Max on the left side or right side, and then we got Les, the Scotchman. Actually, Max, the Sergeant of Arms. Chris, the closer, because every road I go, I find a closed road, or whenever ride I do, I always find a closed road somewhere.
that is absolutely true. I got to tell you.
with Chip and Seal.
Yeah, chip and seal. Yes. And riding on gravel and not even realizing it. And then we got Les, the Scotchman. He's drinking scotch, and that leaves me to actually have to. I had this here. Let me see what I got here. I'll tell you what. Somehow my thing that's got deleted. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, that means the Max has to do the disclaimer.
Well, I mean, I don't know if
Bagpipes.
What's that?
Is it bagpipes?
No, it's not. I'm just saving an image here. Hold on a second. I'm bringing here, and let me bring it in, and then, come on. I got too many things. I'm doing too many things. I got to quit doing this stuff. Why is it not?
Technical difficulties. Get that tech guy. I keep telling you.
Continuation from last night.
Please, God, no.
All right. What's it saying? It's saying I can't do what? Download. There we go. Good. There we go. All right. Let's pull this thing in. I just pulled it in there, and there we go. Let me get it down
there. There you
size.
go.
Yeah, we got a disclaimer here, folks. So make sure I'll let Max read this. It's right there. All right, there we go.
And here we go, folks. This is a disclaimer. At Throttles and Iron, we believe throttles and bottles don't mix. We do not condone drinking and riding. While we may enjoy a drink during this podcast, we are doing so safely at home. No riding or driving will take place afterwards. Ride safe, ride free. So tonight, I am enjoying a bit of Noble Oak. This whiskey was distilled in Indiana, aged in Kentucky, and bottled in Newtown, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So to the tri-state, cheers.
Yeah.
Les,
So
what do you got, brother?
Jesus.
I have a Glenmorangie 12-year Lasanta, which my friend Max located a bottle and picked it up for me. Thank you, Max.
You're
So
quite welcome, sir.
Yeah, sherry cask finish and a Highland single malt Scotch.
And I don't have anything.
And that's just as well. You don't need any.
Oh,
Carry on, sir.
Come on. Jeez, guys. You're so mean. I'll tell you.
We're not mean.
Chris's idea of tasting is just take a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got to get him.
I got some rock gut here just for Chris.
Rock gut? Oh, come on.
Yeah, because I handed him a little bit of that Lasanta, and he just chugged it. No,
That was an
appreciation
accident.
for it at
Come on, you
all.
gotta get it. That was months
appreciation
ago.
at all.
I've graduated by then. You know. Hey, what can I say? I've been graduated.
He doesn't trust you with anything anymore.
Don't trust me.
No,
trust
I
me
don't.
with nothing. We gotta get some people in here, man. I don't know.
Well, we
if
had 4, and now we only got 3.
Yeah, somebody left this. They said, "Forget this damn thing." What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. They stayed for the music, though. I noticed that.
They left right after that.
They said that I am staying for that music, and then they left.
No, they're more like if that was any indication, if that music was any indication
Yeah.
of how this was going to
Oh,
go.
my goodness.
I don't know. My thing says we got 0, but I don't know what's going on with
We
that.
got 4 now.
Yeah, I see. I'd say we got 4. That's what I see.
There we go. Give us a thumbs up, share, like, and share this podcast, or hit that
subscribe.
notification. Bam! You know that thing works great. So you'll know exactly. Oh, we got 5 now. Oh, here they're coming in. Come on,
7.
folks. Let's go. Come on in. 7. Oh my God. Yes. Look at that. They were waiting. They were just watching the music. They were listening to it. And they were
Waiting for it to be over.
waiting for it. Oh, we lost 2.
Yeah, we lost 2.
It goes back and forth. It goes back and
Well,
forth.
they heard I was going to be back tonight. That's why they're all showing up.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I'm in my garage tonight. Hopefully, it's not too echoey. It doesn't sound like it, so hopefully everything's good. The sound is coming through the. Let me make sure it's coming through the thing. Yep. All right. so I
Sounds
don't wanna
fine
have
over here.
Echo. Anyway, we got some
I'm
things
on
we're
here.
going to talk about tonight, and we're going to go with the King of the Baggers first. And yeah, let's do that. King of the Baggers. Well, we had some updates. The first race was on Saturday, folks, and that race ended up with an Indian win. Uh-oh, I got to get Max back in here. Somehow
Yeah,
it
you
messed
want to
up.
put my picture back on here?
Yeah, I got you. Oh, my
What the
gosh.
heck happened?
There we go.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm doing different screens. So you came in a little late, so I haven't got all the screens actually updated. So I'll have to do the next one, too.
So Max got minimized. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to leave that one alone. That's a whole hour subject by itself. But go ahead.
So the King of the Baggers, man, on that first race in the rain,
Yep.
lap
In the
speed,
sloppy
100
rain.
Yeah, 141 mile an hour average speed.
And it was a great race, too. And
our
it's his first win.
newcomer-
And his first win.
Yes, our newcomer, Mr. Baz, B-A-Z, who came over from European sport bike racing, Supercross, superbike racing, came over and got a win over Wyman by how many tenths of a second? 1.7 seconds or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty narrow.
Yeah, it's very narrow.
Yeah. So they were in Atlanta, and I noticed a bunch of people were in Atlanta also from the Indian IMRG groups. I saw some of our friends down in Tennessee were there. And I know Finesse was down there. Finesse was there on Saturday. He watched that race. He didn't partake on the Sunday race, but it was a good thing because on Sunday the results were totally disappointing.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing this hat.
Yes.
Yeah, you had to switch to Harley Davidson because they triple won that sucker. Every one of the riders won that one because Troy Herfoss blew up an engine.
Yeah. And the other two Indian riders slid off the track.
Yeah.
So the only Indian motorcycle that finished was by Mr. Baz.
Yeah. And what place did he end up in?
Number 2, second.
Number 2. Oh, wow, cool. So that means he's coming up, man. I'm telling you, man, he's going to be a great addition to the wrecking crew. And sometimes the wrecking crew does actually wreck.
Yes.
Boo, that was bad.
Oh, Jesus, give me a hard time. But anyway, the King of the Baggers is a great. Did you get to see that in person? I know I plan to. Hopefully, did you get the tickets yet, Connie? No, she didn't. She's always the last minute person. She waits the last minute to get the tickets.
I wanted to get them in April, dude.
Well, there's only $10 difference. No big deal. We're going to be at Mid Ohio, and it's going to be a great show. It's going to be great. All right, so King of the Baggers. All right, so what do you guys think about King of the Baggers? Let's get your opinion, Max.
Guess what?
What?
I think Harley's going to take it this year. With the development of the Road Glide CVO RR and all that tech that they just suck into it, even though Indian has the 112 and has boosted the ECU, if you watch these races, the Indian does well in the corner, but when it comes to those straightaways, Harley just runs them off the road. And it's like most of these races have been won on the final lap going into the straightaway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now, Indian doesn't have an answer. And if they tried an answer, they just blew up their best rider's engine trying to find an answer. So I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, Les, what's your take?
Well, my take is those guys cannot get through an airport metal detector. They got nerves and balls of steel. That's all I can say. Riding a bike like that through the wet and through the rain.
Yeah.
But no, I think Max is right. There's a little bit of a power struggle there. They just don't have the juice to get down the straight, and be able to get into a position where they can pass in the corner. They just don't have the gas to get there. Seems like.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like you can tell they're trying to do everything they can with that engine. That was a brand new engine that Troy supposedly had in his motorcycle, and they blew it up. And I mean, he's the one that won last year, and I know they're pushing them things to the limit. And you said the bike was really. You noticed something on the Harley Davidsons when they were going around the track there. Les, what was that?
That great big old machined out swing arm. It's very distinctive.
Yeah. And it's made of aluminum. It's light, and I think that gives them a little bit better control on the ground when they're going around these curbs. Also, and they're not wiping out like these Indians are.
I'll tell you what, if you watch them, if you watch the Harleys and the Indians both, a lot of times they're drifting around those turns.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to watch, and I sit and I think, maybe if I were 20, I might get on there and give that a shot. But there's no way in the world I'd be trying to drift a bike at 150 miles an hour around a turn. But it's just amazing to watch those guys. It's almost like a choreographed dance,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's such a fast race. It's so fast. And they're really only off a couple miles per hour from MotoGP races, speed. So them bikes are going extremely fast.
Yeah. Well, on the Saturday race when it was wet, when you watch them, they look like they're going slow, but they're still averaging 141. So when you watch them on the next day on race 2, when they're going around through the turns and that, they're just whipping the bikes around. They look a lot faster.
Yeah. And then, the second race, on Sunday, I actually had a little bit of an issue right at the beginning, and they had to restart, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, crash in turn 1. Lost 2 bikes in turn 1.
And that kind of gave Harley Davidson the advantage because what's his name?
Did.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, he missed his mark completely off that first start. Completely.
He had
Like
the
he
bike
was-
in neutral.
Yeah, sleep at the wheel.
Yeah, it's kind of terrible that happened like that, and they had a wreck because he would never been able to catch up. There's no way, and we might have had a little bit less pressure to because he's the best rider they got on Harley.
Yeah.
He wins every race. So, but yeah. Well, I mean, we got the next race. When's the next race coming up? I know it's I think it's motor.
I think it's the end of the month.
Yeah, let's
Road
see here.
America.
King of the Baggers schedule. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. All right. I wish I was a faster typer, but I'm terrible at it. All right, here we go. So right now we got Daytona's down, gone. Harley Davidson won that one. They won both races. Okay. So he's in the points lead right now. Michigan Raceway, Roadway, Atlanta. That one was won by, it was kind of a split. We won the first race, and we were second on the Sunday, and Harley won on Sunday. So that was kind of a split thing, but Harley's still in the lead. The next race is going to be in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. That's Motor America Superbikes, and that's going to be May 31st through June 2nd. And then we got June 14th and June 17th. It's going to be Motor America Superbikes at what's that? Brandon, yeah, Maine. So that's going to be a pretty cool one. And Circuit of Americans. It's September 13th to September 15th, and that's in Austin, Texas. And then we got one in California, and then when we get closer there, and we got Lexington, Ohio. Hold on a second. That's Lexington, Ohio. Yeah, right. That's going to be Motor America. That's the one I'm going to be going to. Motor America Superbikes at Mid, Ohio. And then the last one is going to be in New Jersey. What's that?
So there's really nothing close to us at all until we get to that Ohio race.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
they're ways.
I mean, if you wanted to go to Wisconsin, that might be pretty close. That'd be. I mean, it's probably 8 hours away.
Yeah, Fish would like to see all you guys up there, though.
Yeah, we should go up there.
Yeah, that's riding Fish territory.
Yep. All right, let's see. Let me see if I got the standings here. Race schedule.
Yeah. Wyman's winning, and Herb Foss was only 3 points down till his motor blew up. Now he's in like third place.
Yeah.
And I think Baz is in second, but they're like the Harley guy has 91 points, and the second place has like 53 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That
motor blowing up on on Herb Foss was a big doozy.
Yeah. Kyle Wiseman is 95 points up, and Baz is at 61. That's the closest Indian. And then they got Bradley Smith, Harley Davidson in third place at 52. Troy is in fourth place at 44. And then you got Tyler O'Hara, which won it like 2 years ago, I think, or something like that. He
won the first one.
He won the first one. Yep. He's at 34 points. So that's where the standings are right now for one. Number 1 is Harley Davidson. Number 2 is Indian. Number 3 is Harley Davidson. And number 4 and 5 is Indian. So, all right. So that's the update for that. We're going to be doing this update every month after each race. And then, because we like these races. But I think you're both right. Indian, their stability and their power is just not there. When I'm watching these motorcycles, they kind of little bit they just can't do it. They just can't keep up with them in the straightaways. I think you're 100% right there. All right, here we go to the next subject we got. And I don't know if there's something wrong with the views because it was going up and down. But
Max disappeared again.
I know. I told you.
I know. See,
Max, you got to get this straightened out next time. You got to get in here. You got to quit eating dinner.
No. Priorities, my friend.
So this is
you don't want to see me hungry.
Yeah, we're gonna. All right, so on this topic, it's very important because as it comes riding season, a lot of a lot of people are, I think I said seizing.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did.
Season. So riding season, it's not time where we start doing some group rides for people, our friends, and we also do some charity rides. And like if you're an IMRG, you do, monthly rides with the group. And communication is very important, especially if the group gets bigger. You need more communication, and that's pretty much the whole thing. In my experience, I mean, I'll give you my experience. Max will give you your experience, unless you give us experience without having the communication devices and stuff like that. So I guess the first thing, hand signals, man. Do you guys think hand signals even work anymore? I mean, I don't see people using them unless it's like there's a foot, there's a hole and a pothole on the road or something like that. I know some people use it, but the rides or I guess you can say professional riders on rides, they do. Like if you're with a motorcycle club or something like that, they do follow the hand signals. But like IMRG and stuff like that, when you got like 10 riders, 12 riders, it's totally different, I think. What do you guys think?
Well,
Here I go. I'm getting ready to tick somebody off again. Go ahead, Les. I'll save mine for last. Go ahead.
I love the drama. That's what's good about this place.
Oh boy.
I've seen very little by the way of hand signals. Usually it's when there was an all stop. Someone's whoa, hey, stop, because something's going on up ahead of the group. But very little use of hand signals. Now, I think the reason why typically the leader and the tail gunner are on communication on their I don't know what you call those things, the earpiece on their helmet.
Comms. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think they're in constant communication. So I don't see too much. To your point, I do see though the foot sticking out where there's a dead squirrel in the road, and you want to watch out for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really about it.
Yeah. Do you see a difference? I mean, when you get to like big rides, when you got 20 plus, do you see people using hand signals there? Because I think that's when it becomes really important to have hand signals, because not everybody has a comm device. Not everybody's wearing a helmet, to tell you the truth. And it's totally different. Do you see a difference in that? Or do you do a lot of riding with, what is your comfort zone with riding with how many people in the group?
Well, when you get about 10 or 15 bikes, that's really about it. I don't like to go on much bigger rides than that.
Mm-hmm.
The last large ride that I was on was actually the ride for Rabbit Hash, and a guy was killed on that ride. So I just I'm not a big fan of the large rides. 10 or 15, a group of friends ride together is perfect. You start going on beyond that, then it's just not something I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I completely understand. I mean, I've been with a group that had about 60 plus riders in it, going from city to city for about 3 days. And they did use hand signals. One of the biggest one was this right here.
Yep.
Everybody knows what that one is. Cops ahead. And then, a lot of people don't know what they are, and they need to look them up. I mean, we can go here and we can say this is it, but the camera's only so far. You can't see everything I'm doing here. So, but there's a lot of hand signals that you need to look at. So if you're going to go on a group ride, it's one of the things I probably would tell you to do. Go to YouTube, look up some videos, or just, look it up on Google and look at some of the screenshots or what do you call it? What is it? What is this? The diagrams, I guess you can say, or the screens. Pictures, I guess the pictures where they show you the left hand, the right hand, the stop, the slow down, that kind of stuff. Follow me, your lead, that kind of stuff. And a lot of people use their foot also if there's like debris on the road. So some people don't know what they're doing, but that most of the time you should have some common sense there and say, if somebody's sticking their foot out for a second, that means there's something in the road probably that you want to be aware of. And you got to pay attention. I mean, it's a lot of, you got to pay attention to that stuff. So,
my wife is an expert at hand signals. She's got that single finger wave down.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh,
ready
as
for
long as
old
you're not going to
school?
piss anybody off, we're good. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to piss everybody off. So let's go. Now, as most people know who has followed my career from various places,
Mm-hmm.
I used to lead mega rides back in the olden days when the American Federation of Riders, there were only 3 rides, period, anywhere. There was AFR Spring, Harley Hog in the middle, AFR Fall. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest wave I ever had was 250. It is the road captain's responsibility to make sure that people understand the pass back hand signals.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days, we didn't have comms. We didn't have Cardo, didn't have any of that stuff. Granted, it's made life a whole lot easier, but it doesn't. Just like the safety items on the back of Indians 2025, it does not relieve you of your responsibility to watch out for yourself and others. Motorcycling is inherently dangerous. We all accept that fact the minute we straddle 2 wheels. But you must exercise every opportunity you have to be safe and provide safety for others. And like I said, you need to make sure that people pass signals back. I mean, people have run off the road running over dead animals because they didn't know it's and like I said, people don't maintain their proper intervals. They're supposed to be staggered. They're supposed to have a bike space in between, and they don't. So if there's an obstacle, and even though somebody might point down, they're too close to avoid it anyway. So boom, there you go. So again, that's on the individual. Everybody's trying to do their part to help keep them safe. But yes, hand signals need to be passed back. They absolutely do. And it's up to the road captains to stress that people do that.
100%.
That's about
agree.
that's about as diplomatic as I can put it.
Yeah, I believe so. So I can, let's see. I don't know if I can pull this up. I mean, I'm looking at this at cruiser.com or motorcyclecruiser.com. You can go there and they have a whole entire thing for motorcycle hand signals. You can go there and check that out.
Yes. And dig out your old copies of Road Wheeler, folks, because in the beginning issues, I think March or April, there is a diagram of the road signals in every issue in the beginning of the season. Every issue.
Yeah.
You could count on it. It was like being in the Bible.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's very important. And then the last 3 years, comm devices have really got into the fold now. And the problem is you can't have, 40 people on a comm device. You got to have a lot of people that's important that's on a comm device. And you can't have, somebody playing music and that kind of stuff, kind of distracting other riders. I mean, because one of the things that you can do on these comm devices, you can actually share, whatever you're listening to, so everybody can actually listen to it. And then I think that gives people some kind of safety net kind of thing where it shouldn't be like that. I think because you should be really paying attention to the road and not listening to music sometimes. I mean, if you're by yourself, listening to music's awesome. But when you're in a group and you're going through curbs and you're going like 40 miles per hour and you got maybe a 2 bike in between each of you, you got to really pay attention to that, and you got to be able to hear, because it's going to take a couple seconds when somebody talks. It's going to interrupt that music, and then you're going to be able to hear them because it's not live. It's like 2 or 3 seconds delay. So when somebody says, "Hey, there's a pothole up here on the right," you hear that. There's a pothole up here on the right, and then you can react. And it's almost about the same time you're going to be coming up to that pothole. So that's the reason why it's very important. So I know some people like to play music, and there's a lot of people that want to conversate. They want to they're telling stories about when they went on the last time and that kind of stuff. I think the comm things, when you get more than 10 people, I think it's very important to have the right people on the comm link, because, hey, listen, your road captains, anybody that's going to be in the middle, that's going to be keeping everybody safe, making sure the separation is good, telling the lead rider to slow down a little bit because maybe they got caught up in a stop sign and they're behind a little bit because they have limited space, radio frequency. Hey, Finesse Challenger, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Finesse.
Hey, what's up, Finesse?
Yep. And that's what hand signals are for. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Stick your foot out.
Stick your foot out.
Well, a lot of people do. You can't always take your hand off the control.
Yeah.
Les, go ahead, brother.
No, man. It's like doing the hokey pokey. You put your left foot out, left foot in, left foot out. Do the bike hokey pokey. No, I don't have a headset. I don't have one. I refuse to get one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want to talk to people when I'm on my bike.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's fair. That's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's always a thing to me. It was like, if I want to talk to somebody, Max, I'll call you up, or we'll meet for lunch, or we'll do something, we'll meet on a Saturday and have some La Santa. But, for me, one of the reasons I get out on the bike is for that peace and the solitude, and to not be bothered by anybody else's BS story about how they, went on a ride last weekend.
Yeah.
So, for me, that was always a determining factor of whether or not I would get one. Now, would I get a headset if I was going to be tail gunner or lead on one of the IMRG rides? Yeah, I think I would for safety purposes. But use outside of it, other than that, probably not.
Or if you're with your buddy and you guys are doing a run and you guys need to talk to each other and you guys want to record your voice, that's another reason why you would do that.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so with the advent of modern technology, being a road captain and being a tail gunner has gotten safer because you are able to communicate. So in that instance, yes. As far as I'm concerned, they're the only two people that need to be linked.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Like I said, when you get more than the lead road cap, and at most, there should be only 4 people linked. That should be your 2 road captains in front and your 2 tail gunners in back. That's it. Because anybody else in there, you're getting chats, and God help you if you're playing music, and how annoying that is, even if the music does get interrupted, which most times it doesn't. So you've got people chattering over nonsense, music playing, engine noise, exhaust, and all this stuff's rattling around in your earphones.
Yeah.
So that's annoying as all get out. So again, take advantage of the modern technology. Your lead road captains, at minimum, your lead road captain and your lead tail gunner. At most, your 2 front row captains and your 2 rear tail gunners. That's it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, see, Finesse agrees with me. Tell him, Les, riding is for relaxing.
Okay, then that's fine. Stay in the middle.
Hey, I'm happy in the middle. That's fine with me.
Okay, but when you're in charge of leading a wave or leading a ride, you want to do everything you can, take advantage of any technology or any strategy to keep everybody safe. Like I said, my personal record, not any of the groups I've been associated with, but my own personal record, I have never lost a rider, had a rider get a ticket, or anything else. If they started out with me, they stayed with me, they got back with me. Period.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm proud of that.
Well, again, like I say, if I were going to lead rides, or if I were going to be a tail gunner, on a regular basis, then I would certainly look at it. I don't have an attitude that it's something I never ever want or I just won't get. It's just in my daily rides and out kind of putzing around. I just enjoy the ride. A lot of times I even turn my radio off and just listen to the exhaust.
Hey, guess what, Les? That's why I have 2 helmets. One with a Cardo and one without. There's times when I just want to go on the ride. Okay, I don't need to be the leader, and I won't be the leader. You know, I've told people flat out, no, I'll help you, I'll block for you, but I don't want to lead and I don't want to tail gun. I'm not ready to do that.
Well, speaking of that, okay, so when you get to this, it's you can't pick the people. I mean, it's kind of hard because let's say you are a leader, and you can't just pick the people that raise their hand, correct? Because sometimes them people are not the best people, you know, and you're gonna have to make hard decisions. You know,
They're just not experienced.
they're just not experienced, or if they are experienced, they're just raising their hand up to help. They're not really. And there's some people that actually surprise you though. But sometimes you get a deep down feeling that maybe this is not the right person. You got people that hey, listen to my cardio setup. We're gonna get everybody hooked up, and you got people in there that you shouldn't have in there. Like you can only have so many members on the cardo. So you want to have the right people on that list. You want to have the tail gunner, the sergeant at arms, somebody in the middle that's good at it, and you got the leader. So you're really talking about 4 people. If you got more than 20 people, 20 riders, maybe you should have another person in the middle also, just to keep an eye on it. What's that?
So can you selectively boot people off of?
Yes, you can, but you can't really do it when you're actually riding. You would have to stop, go to the stop sign and say, this guy's done, gone. Because there is a group leader in the cardo.
Given a situation where I had some guy playing ABBA's greatest hits in the background when I got 50 bikes on a ride, just being obnoxious and talking every minute of the ride, I would have no problem at the next stop sign booting his ass clean off of the communications. I wouldn't care about that. Hurt feelings or not. From a safety aspect, he's got to go.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, that's a lead road captain's decision. It's like, hey, you turn your cardo off. I don't need you to help. It's all good. I mean, you should be diplomatic about it unless he forces you not to be. But if he's presenting a danger to everybody else, or just for the simple fact that it's driving you crazy, yes, tell him. You got to go. Cut it out. Yes, no tickets, riding fish. That's right.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, Riding Fish. Welcome to the podcast. Who else is out there? It looks like there's like 9 people. Please, comment in the, ask some questions. This is open for, this is not pre-recorded. This is live. So we're going to make mistakes. We're human. We're going to say some stupid shit like I do all the time. But, but we're tonight. Yeah, go ahead.
Every time you stop to say that, we lose 1 or 2 people. What's up with that?
Are you trying to say I shouldn't say shit?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Now, look, you stop talking, we got another one back.
I think well, one of the things that we're doing, I mean, it's going back and forth because it's trying to find out who's on Facebook, who's on YouTube. So it's not 100%. It's always trying to configure who's in. So we just lost another one, so I started talking again. But please like and share the podcast. Right now, what we're talking about is group riding safety, and then we're going to talk a bunch of talking at the very end here. So just common stuff. Bike rides that we're going to be doing this weekend. I'm on vacation coming up. I haven't decided to postpone it yet. I might postpone it to go actually a full vacation in June at the beginning and at the end. So we'll see how that goes. I'll see that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, Finesse did make a comment.
What did he say?
He said, so with the new comms, you can have different channels, one for the crew and the other for the officials. So how many can you have on each channel, and how many channels are there?
That's a good question. Let me look at the Pack Talk Edge here, because that's what I
believe
get.
Cardo says 10. But again, when you're mixing people who have different brands of headsets, which there are ways to mesh those different brands with a Cardo, because we've done it. Still, there's a lot of fumbling around at your head doing this, trying to get channels changed and everything else. I know you can change the channels, but it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Well, yeah, unless you're used to it. When the more practice you get, the more easier it is. But we don't do that, so we don't have that many riders.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather just depend on
So
the
Cardo
hand signals.
Packed Hawk Edge allows up to 15 riders in dynamic mesh communication technology to achieve this. So, and it has up to 1 mile, and I think it's 1 mile view. So you can have that much of a you got to have riders also in between because it's a mesh. I don't know a lot of people. It's not from point A to point B. You got to have a point A, point B, C, D, and E, and that's where the mesh is, and that's how it communicates. But you also have milliseconds delays in between the first person talking and the last person responding. So it is nice to have because when we were up in what is it, Gettysburg?
Yeah.
Gettysburg.
Yeah, Gettysburg.
Me and Connie, she was the rider behind me, and which that's another thing also is have communication with your partner she's riding with you, because it's hard to talk when you're going 40 miles per hour and wind noise and stuff like that. So if you're wearing a helmet, it's nice to have. And I know a lot of people that have Honda Gold Wings, they have these units built into their system, intercom systems, and it's something that you can get used to. But it worked really well for me and you because we couldn't hear, what the guy was saying, or we stop and stuff like that. We had our helmets. We can talk back and forth. We can talk about this monument. We can talk about what happened here, and that's what really kind of made that ride around the area really good for us, because it was probably boring if we couldn't do that. Because you're just riding the point A to point B, and then he would talk about stuff, but you didn't talk about anything until you got to the next point. And me and her were able to talk back and forth, which was great, I thought. And that's one of the good things. You don't have to have it for group riding. You can have it for your partner and talk back and forth and have a communication if you're going on a long trip, going like 8 miles, because you could say, instead of like hitting me in the back of the head, I got to use the restroom or something like that.
Like usual.
You can just say, hey, listen, can you talk to him and switch channels, like Vanessa's saying, switch channels and say, listen, guys, wife's got to go to the bathroom. And,
yeah. In my experience, Chris, Connie hits you in the back of the head all the time, whether she got to go to the bathroom or not.
I've seen it.
I've
seen it
all the time.
This is definitely true. Just another reason why I don't ride with him half the time.
So
welcome
Chris,
to the podcast, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
Yeah. Hey,
Hi, Kayla.
So Chris, you mentioned a Goldwing, right?
Yes.
Is a Goldwing a bagger?
Yes, I consider it a bagger. Yeah.
So when is Honda going to put an entry into the King of the Bagger race?
They can't. The rules.
Why not?
The rules ain't going to work for them.
They can't. No metrics. There will never be a metric in the King of the Baggers race, ever. No BMWs, no Hondas, no Kawasaki's, none of that. It's Harley and it's Indy. That's it.
I just think for the fun of it to get an old Goldwing on the track and run the heck out of it.
I won't be honest with you. It's going to be difficult for them to do that. Actually, I mean,
never going to happen. Never going to happen.
They would have to have, I would think, more races during the day. You would have like 2 races, and then you would have a winter race. Because the more riders you have, I mean, I think they got enough riders on there already between Harley and Indian. I mean, there's a lot of riders on these races.
Indians called the wrecking crew, right? What does Harley call theirs?
The finishing crew.
All right. So what would you call?
Jesus Christ.
So what would you call the Goldwing team? The Winger Dingers or something like that?
No, I'm not going to worry about it because they're never going to happen.
Here.
It's never going to happen. Look at Ryan and Fish's comment. It's only the
I
rules,
see that.
rules. It's V-twins only. So
Come on,
there
guys.
you go.
Come on, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm having some fun here on the podcast. I've been gone for 3 weeks. Come on. Give me a break.
Jeez.
I'm trying to get with all these.
You get shirts made with the Winger Dinger crew. I mean, come on.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
On that note, I'll be right back.
What is the Riding Fish says he talks with Minnow Ask all the time? What is that?
That's his wife.
Oh,
I believe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's yeah. I believe that's 100%. You got to watch his videos more.
So
if his wife, I need to watch his wife's videos.
So
Riding Fish. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife watches this podcast, so I have to be a little bit careful, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know,
Mhm.
my wife is a social butterfly. She works in insurance sales,
Mhm.
and she just loves to be social and talk, and and that kind of thing. And me, not so much. I'm a little more of an introvert, and I don't, I don't.
Yeah, it took me like
do
6
good.
years to get you on this podcast. I know. I
Yeah, I
understand.
know,
Mhm.
but to that point, I don't I don't
Water.
really want to
Fun.
have a headset with her. I really don't. I really don't.
Oh
Because
my gosh.
you know, and I've actually told her that. And I said, if we need to talk, we'll talk at the next rest stop. You can always poke me on the shoulder and go, "Hey, I need to go to the bathroom."
All
But
right, I gotta.
I just don't want open conversation for the whole ride.
I gotta get my mistake, right, and fish. I apologize. All right, let me catch up with these. In Europe, they open to all brands. Okay, so there we go. Right, and fish got that. Finesse, the Challenger. I would like to see the fork-mounted fairing come to into race. Yeah. Yep. And then
Yeah, that's something that might be a possibility, but I don't know how they do against the fixed fairing
yep.
bunch. I mean, it'd
Yep.
be interesting to see. Interesting to see.
Good.
Yeah, so I think I caught up with the comments. I apologize for that. And hopefully I'll catch up with them. My wife usually does the comments, but I'm out in my garage. It's a little bit different than normal. And then I usually in the studio in the other room, and there's a computer on the other side, and she's able to do that kind of stuff. My wife falls asleep on the back and hits me in. Hey, that's 100% true. That is 100% true.
Wait a minute. Vanessa's wife has got that Challenger Elite. Ain't no way she's riding. Every video I've seen, she's not riding on the back. Where is she? Every time video I see, she's on her own bike.
I'm sure there's times. I mean, my wife wants to get a Challenger now since Kayla's got one.
Oh,
Hey, so right.
I'm more power to her. Like the floorboards are where they are; they can't be moved.
So Riding Fish says in Europe they open to all brands. So what he is saying is there is a possibility of a winger dinger crew.
No.
God, what is wrong? All right.
See, that's what happens when you're gone too long.
I know.
No, that's what happens when he's been sick for a week. I mean, before he got on here, I was about to kick him off the podcast. He was like, he was like coughing like crazy. And I said, go get some bourbon or something. And that's what happened. He got too much.
Yep. He's been using it for cough syrup. Tony is on Facebook. He says, I'm with Les. I don't want to talk. I want to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, getting the Challenger. Yep. That's what she wants. Now, we'll see. I don't think she can even pick it up. We'll see what happens.
I think I just need to go spend time with Kayla and have her
I think
teach me.
Kayla left after
Did Kayla
Les's
leave me?
conversation.
What? Oh, come on.
Anyway, let's get back to the subject here. So we were talking about group riding, and then we were talking about King of the Baggers, and then we were talking about group riding again. So are we done with this group riding? Is there anything else we want to talk about? What I wanted to talk about was, the ride captains and making good judgments. They usually going to do the path before the actual event. Make sure the roads are all good. Yeah, I know Josh does a pretty good job. He goes to has a meeting and explains to everybody, the rules and safety and that kind of stuff. And if we try to group up on a stoplight, if there's like 9 or 8 of us, everybody go to the stoplight at the same time. I know it feels kind of like you're breaking the law, but some police officers feel that you're one group, so they allow that sometimes. But then you got that cop that was in on our way to or on our way home, right, to Gettysburg, where we had a big group, probably about 30 to 45 riders on IMRG, and we went through a town. And believe it or not, we stopped at the ice cream place before then, and we were talking about this town is always pulling motorcycles over. And we got through town, and I saw the cop. The lady didn't see the cop. There was 3 bikes in front of me. And she went through the actual, she said, you will not forget it, regret it. She actually went through the thing and got pulled over. So the cop, I guess he didn't realize how many riders there were. So there was like 25 of us, maybe plus, that pulled over at the same time. So he just gave her a warning. But if he would have stayed there any longer, he would have been blocking. There would have been a traffic jam because we all pulled over to the side and kind of stopped the whole town from being able to, move through. Kayla says it's definitely something to take your time on if you're not comfortable with right away, but it floats and it's so comfortable. She said, "There you go."
You gotta let me take yours out of the garage for once.
Hey, you can take it to as long as you got insurance. By the way,
You pay it.
I can't say if anybody wants to contact Les about insurance for motorcycles, let me know. My email address is christopher@throttleandiron.com, and I will pass it through them. Great rates, I can guarantee you that, but I'm not going to have advertisement here because I don't want to break some rules or whatever it is and not be able to disclose it. But anyway, all right. Max, it looks like you got something on your mind. What is it?
Last night we were talking about cleaners. Let's talk about that real quick. Les and I had a discussion offline. Everybody's got the way. Oh, Kayla, good to see you, darling. Everybody has their preferable substance and preferable method of cleaning their bike. I said last night I would bring this out. This is the original Spirits spray and wipe cleaner. This formula was formulated, I believe, originally by Honda, but has been co-opted by everybody. I mean, Harley has a version of this. It's the same formula. Kawasaki has a version of this. It's the same formula. Yamaha has a version of this. It's the same formula. It's all the same formula. It's all the same stuff. It doesn't matter where you buy it. It's in a pink can normally. But with this, it's a foam. And I can spray a quarter of a bike or half the bike, wipe that half down, and go do the other side. Where Les's method is to clean, spot, reduce, buff off, and take his time doing that. And I can understand that, and I can appreciate that well. It's just his stuff versus my stuff. I do it this way. He does it his way. There is no wrong way to clean a bike. None.
Yeah, what is that called again?
Original Spirits.
Original Spirits, okay.
Yeah, original bike spirits.
Let's see how much that stuff is. But I mean, I use, I have no problems with what Les gave me, and I understand that you like that. So that's so cool.
Yeah. To eat.
Hey, don't knock. Yeah, to each their own. But don't knock it till you try it.
The original bike spirits, I used to get that over at Advanced Auto over in Lawrenceburg. In the Lawrenceburg, Aurora, whatever that store was over there. They actually had it on the shelf so you could pick it up without having to pay any kind of shipping or anything on it. But, I've used it. It does a really, really good job. I've used Wizards spray detail. That stuff does a really good job as well. The reason I like this wash all wax all is it's $29 a gallon.
Yeah.
So I buy it off Amazon and I just transfer it over to a little spray bottle. I keep a spray bottle on my bike. When I'm on my long trips, when it's Sturgis and up around through Canada, stuff like that. Keep a bottle of it on the bike and I clean the windshield, keep it clean, no problem. It does a good job for me, so I like it.
All right, so we got Patrick here, and he's asking, will that cleaner work on mantle finish? What do you think, Max? Let me look. I'm gonna read about it right now and see what it says here.
Okay, I'm trying to if he says matte finish, that's what you have.
Yes.
So it will work because you use it all the time.
Yeah, on the stuff that I use. What is it? Wash and wax all? That's what it's called?
Wash all, wax all.
Okay, let me pull that up.
Yeah.
I use that and it does work. I do like it. Let me get a link here and so I can show that I physically haven't bought it, just because Les keeps giving it to me.
Well, when I buy it by the gallon.
That's what happens when you
literally-
got great friends.
Yeah.
They share.
Well, I buy it by the gallon. So literally, when you clean your bike, you're just doing little spritz. I mean, you're just very, very little of it, and wiping it down and then turning the microfiber over and buffing it. So a spray bottle of that stuff lasts me literally all summer long. And I had that first gallon for about 2.5 years.
Did you see what Finesse wrote? Cleaning your bike is a ritual turn on. The mini split, crack open a cold drink, crank the music up. Let the wife know I'll be busy for the next 4 hours. 4 hours! Pure bliss. I mean, I thought I took a long time, and it was an hour and a half. Damn.
I guarantee you he's making a video. That's the reason why it's taking 4 hours.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
the
getting
whole
in there
thing.
with toothbrushes and stuff, but damn.
I want to take off riding, so I want to get it done as quick as possible. So I want to show that bike off.
So,
But yeah, go ahead.
That brings up the old argument whether you want to clean it or whether you want to ride it. I mean, some people we know very closely don't give a shit how dirty it is. Don't care. Don't ever care. I'd rather be riding than washing.
Oh,
I do not feel good if I'm on a dirty bike. I will wipe it down as fast as I can, so at least it looks decent when I'm out on the road.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not comfortable riding a dirty bike. I'm just not.
I am the same way. I've been wiping mine down the last 3 days because it's been raining in my garage, and I've been using the Wash All, Wax All stuff, and it's been working. It's been working great, so I have no problems with it.
I actually cleaned my bike enough that it really never really is dirty that much. So, about 10, 15 minutes, I can go wipe it down real quick and, put a little spray wax on it. It's in pretty good shape. The only time it ever really gets really, really dirty is, on one of the long trips, like out to Sturgis or something like that. I keep the windshield cleaned off. I don't mess with the rest of it till I get home. But, for the most part, I keep it cleaned up, wiped down, after rides and that. And it just doesn't take me very long to keep it cleaned up.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever got caught in the rain, you're wiping it down after that.
Oh,
Not necessarily when you get home, but when it dries, it's a mess. Therefore, you got to go through and clean it. So
I think I actually rode it home in the rain the day I bought it.
So okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. I got two pictures.
yeah,
in here.
what do you?
I don't know. Here we go. I changed the screen so we can get that title at the bottom down there because it was messing up the comments. All right, so let's get some exciting stuff going on because right now we're talking about labor and a lot of people don't like that. So let's talk about the grand opening, or actually the grand opening that's happening this weekend at Indian of Cincinnati. Yeah.
Yes,
so,
Route 4 in Fairfield, outside of Fairfield.
Yep.
So yeah, they as I said last night, the knock against them was their lack of bikes to be sold. There was very few bikes there. And in the beginning, with any dealership, that's going to be the case. But now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a plethora. That's right, I said it, plethora. Say it, Chris, with me, plethora.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Good choice.
Okay.
I'm coming to your house tomorrow. I'm going to tell your wife.
There are men. Yeah, tell her I'm picking on you again.
No, I want to tell her you're picking your damn bike up.
Oh man! I swear to God.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna text her right now. Damn it, I'm telling
Connie,
her.
don't let her come over. Don't let her come over here. There'll be a murder. They have a surplus, a plethora of bikes to be sold. There's a couple of them I'm interested in. There are a couple that Les looked at. Going over there. I'm not going to be able to be there on Saturday. I have friends coming over to do the man cave and stuff, but I'm definitely going over there either tomorrow or Wednesday to take a look. There's two of them I'm very interested in, and yes, they are both elites. So if I can get an elite at a good price, if I can get an elite at a good price, I think we might have to talk, my wife and I.
Yep.
They got two tractor trailer fulls. I think.
Max, the offer stands. You can store it in my garage till you're released by Lisa to ride it.
I don't know what he's doing
Yeah.
with his bike he's got in the garage now. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, you mother trucker.
Oh yeah, all right, but I might go there tomorrow. I might go to actual Indian of Cincinnati tomorrow.
Well, we went
Well,
to.
if like I said, Lisa has something in the morning
Mm-hmm.
that's 2.5 hours. So call me
Mm-hmm.
after if it's going to be after 12. Call me, and I can probably meet you up there.
You can ride my Balkan S up there when I trade it
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Please.
so. No.
Well,
Yeah.
No, what? You want me to wreck it and hurt myself more? No, thank you.
No.
Well, I'm looking at what I'm looking at is the actual pursuit because and if I can get her riding this Vulcan S in the church parking lot and get comfortable, and then maybe ride this Challenger in the parking lot without. Do they have bumpers? Like in bowling alleys, do they have bumpers and stuff?
No. What I'm telling Connie is to take a page out of Mrs. Finesse's book.
Mm-hmm.
You have a job. Forget him. Go do your own financing. Get the Challenger Elite, and that's your bike. You don't let him on it, and let him keep what he's got. And the hell with him.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
He'd be really pissed if I
is
pulled in
bullshit.
that one Elite. That
You
he
know
likes.
what? He'll get over it. Finesse got over it. I think.
No, he didn't get over it. He's still
Oh yeah, Mrs. Finesse has the better bike, doesn't she?
not
Yeah,
anymore. I don't
see?
think.
No.
No, she don't have the
No,
112.
No, she's
we'll
got
find-
the Elite from last year.
Okay.
we'll
Black
find out in
and-
the comments in a minute if he got
Yeah, I
over.
know.
I think he left already. He got mad.
I've done a lot of business with the folks over in Northern Kentucky.
Mhm.
They've been a good dealership. They really, really have. But I got to tell you, I think that Indian of Cincinnati is really going to kind of get in their shorts.
And
You know, I was
be
up there-
competitive, yeah.
yeah, from a competitive standpoint. When I was there on Saturday, was talking to them about a trade on my 24 Roadmaster to the 25 Dark Horse Roadmaster with the 112.
Mm-hmm.
And the offer that they made me was substantially better than what I saw in Northern Kentucky. So I may have to have a conversation with those guys, see if they want to do anything or not. But at least on the surface, it looks like they're going to give them a run for their money.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
let's be realistic though, and not to get into specifics because let's face it, we don't know everything that goes on behind closed doors at these dealerships.
Yep.
But in my opinion, you're comparing a case of apples to oranges. Okay, they're
Absolutely.
not the same kind of dealership with not the same kind of backing, shall we say?
Right. You're absolutely
Same
right.
kind of support.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say anything else, but for the consumer, it's a good thing because, you can cut a deal. But for me, I'm like Les. Even if I bought a bike there, I would never take a service plan there. Why would I when the service place I'm going to have it serviced is 10 minutes away from my house?
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
if I'm going to buy a service plan, I'm going to buy one from there. I might buy the bike from there, but I'll buy the service plan from down at our dealer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should have on our next podcast. We should have Finesse, maybe his wife,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Finesse.
Finesse,
maybe Riding Fish and his wife.
Mrs. Fish.
Yeah, and we can have everybody here with their wives, and we can have a little multi discussion between us and what's number one priority, what's not, what can you get away with, what can you not, are you secretly hoarding parts underneath your bed at night, that kind of stuff.
You really don't want Lisa involved in this. I'm telling you, you do not. Everybody else's wife is fine, but you do not want Lisa involved.
See, I don't hide anything from Heather. I just tell her, hey, I want to do this. What do you think? And she pretty much just says, whatever. But she doesn't know it until she listens to this podcast. But I've got a cat delete coming for her spider, so she'll have a straight pipe on that before long. So
Oh, God.
yeah, so
She might not want it noisy. Who knows?
yeah. Yeah, so when it comes down to parts and stuff like that, she really kind of gives me free reign. We within reason. Yeah,
Yep.
for something that I want, we pretty much we get it for ourselves.
Yep. All right, let me show Finesse's wife's bike here, and you can see,
Oh, you got
which
a picture?
yeah, you can see which one takes
Oh.
priority. Why is it? Or did it go to my downloads? Maybe it went to my downloads here. Let's see. Here it is, downloads. Nope.
Well, Finesse says that her bike gets all the attention.
Yeah, I know.
That's why, because it's an elite.
Yeah. Copy. Let's see if I can get this to work. I don't know why it's not. Let's see. Well, either way, we'll figure it out here.
Okay, let's do something else. Indian of Cincinnati. Don't forget the second Saturday ride is this Saturday at our own dealership.
Yeah. So I wish I could make that one. I actually had to work. I might be able to make that one because I start work at 3:00. So, but now what I want to talk about that on the dealership side, because we're friends with everybody at the Northern Kentucky one. We're not, good friends with the Cincinnati of Indiana. The Indian of Cincinnati. So I can tell you the difference between these two dealerships that I know of. One is you got your next door neighbor selling you a motorcycle. At Indian of Cincinnati, it's your person that probably was at the Harley dealership that transferred to Indian. But they're good people. They're good people. Don't get me wrong.
Are you saying they're corporate?
Well, I think they're more corporate people. They're probably, because when I would talk to them, like one guy's from Atlanta, another person's from this place, and they come from corporate, and I'm sure they do hire some local people.
And again, that's part of the resources difference I was talking about. I'm not going to go into specifics, and we shouldn't, but there is a difference. Period. Not to say that it's bad, but it's a difference. Yeah, that's her bike.
Look at that bike in the background. It's hiding behind that sucker. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. We know who wears the pants in that family. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, and the other thing is you're probably going to get a better deal because Indian of Cincinnati is made. What is it? Ride On or something like that. It owns them. It's like one of the biggest. They own Daytona Indian. They own a lot of motorcycles companies, and not just Indian. They own Harley Davidson. I think it's Las Vegas, Harley Davidson in Las Vegas, Indian. They own like 4 or 5
stuff.
Yeah, they do.
They own a lot of stuff.
If you take my Vulcan S, if you take a Vulcan S, I would probably get. I can't guarantee it, but I would think they'd be able to give me more money because they don't have to take my Vulcan S to an auction block. They can just transfer it to one of their dealerships and sell it off the floor if they wanted to. And Indian can't do that at Northern Kentucky. They would either sell it on the floor, and they can't give you as much money because a Vulcan S is probably going to sell a higher price at a Kawasaki dealership, and they might get a little bit more money that way, and they don't have to take it to auction. If it's say Indian of Kentucky, there's so many darn freaking Indians, so you got to say the name. But Ride On, is it Ride On Kentucky? I'm kind of getting
Ride in KY.
Ride in KY. Okay.
Yeah, it might be Ride in KY.
All right. So when they take a trade in, they either have a choice to sell it, or they can put it in a trailer because they don't have as much room because they have a lot of bikes on the floor, or they auction it off. The Indian of Cincinnati, all they have to do is send that bike to another dealership if they wanted to, or if they, they also have the app. They can actually sell that motorcycle on their app, and they don't have to do the auction at all. So that's one of the benefits of that dealership, which I think that's competitive that they don't have at Ride in KY. So
well, they're eager to get some sales too, since it's a new dealership. Trying to get it up and running.
And we've done maybe 5 or 6 podcasts to help out them there, and they've got great views. Sometimes it was a couple new releases that we did. They're great people. I would buy a bike from them if it was, if they charged me $500 more or maybe $1,000. But when you start saving big time money, $3,000, $4,000 on a bike, that's when you make hard decisions and you say, oh, I'm sorry, this deal's not for me. Which that's what you're talking about, Les, right there. If they can't come down that far, the other dealership has deeper pockets, and they want to, get your business, because right now that dealership, they want to put sold bikes on Facebook. They want to put sold bikes on, their website. They want to do all that kind of stuff because they want to draw that business. And this is a time. Now, maybe that might be different in about a year. This might be the time that you need to buy that bike because, next year is a different story. Yeah. So
they're eager to get that. Just like I said,
yeah.
they're eager
right
to
now
get that.
They want to make sales.
Yeah. They want to get that running, established.
And that's true. But I think they're always going to have more of a surplus of bikes at Indiana, Cincinnati than they will at Northern Kentucky. Always. Until that addition gets built, then maybe things will be different.
All right. So people are talking about the.
Yeah, Kevin's on here. He must have been at the race.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Finesse was the hardest working man at the Road Atlanta Saturday. But man, we got so many Indian ambassadors on here. It's crazy.
Is that apple juice, Max?
We all ride Indian. I've looked at a few Harleys. I mean, the Harleys does get my eye a little bit. I know Les wants the RT or whatever is it, RR. I think it's right. What is that?
I want the CVORR.
Yeah, he's ready to sell his house for that sucker.
No kidding.
I think Indian's going to have to do something with their engine. They're going to have to upgrade it. They don't have to give it to the public, but they got to do something for this race because like you said, the straightaways seem to be, the Harleys get away with us, get away from us, and then we catch up a little bit in the curves. But we got to figure it out. I mean, it looks like they're pushing them engines as much as they can. They got a brand new engine that they just blew up yesterday. But it's is Apple Juice Max.
Yeah, I said that one.
You said that one?
Yeah.
I'm just trying.
I don't understand Finesse. You want to explain that one?
All right,
No,
I'm trying to catch up with
not
these.
apple juice. Noble Oak apple juice. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am literally the worst person with comments. I think because I talk too much, I just need to shut
Finesse
up.
has the second race was crazy. I'm still waiting to see the full race.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin replied, race 2 was a disaster for Indian fans. Glad Kyle and Rocco didn't get seriously hurt.
Yeah, it's the race.
It was nasty. It was very nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Had a couple crashes and the motor blow up. So,
yep. And now we got to wait 30 days to get revenge. They got 30 days to figure something out. So I think the next one is in Wisconsin. So
Chris, are we headed up to Wisconsin? Go up there and watch the race and meet up with Fish?
you know what? Fish, you got a guest room? Let us know. We're on our way.
The
He's
two of
definitely
you in
gonna
a
say
guest
no.
room, I'm glad I'm staying here.
You know what? Let me see what day that is. I might change my vacation because you're not going, right? You're not going next week?
No, I can't.
Okay. So let me see if I can change my vacation so I can go at the beginning of the week and then end up in Tennessee and see if I can get that to work. Because we might go to Tennessee. I know you can only get so many days less. But
The first and the second, that's it.
yeah, but I can go, you can get the weekend off, right? Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
So if we leave on Friday night, we'll have to see how far a trip is to get up there to Wisconsin. Let me look at that, where that's at. King of the Baggers again.
We could be up there that night. I made that trip in a day.
Okay. So we can do there, and then we'll stay at Riding Fish's house. And
He should not have signed off early.
Yeah.
did he sign off already? Because he just was chatting there for a second. That's the reason why I'm saying this stuff. Let's see the calendar. Let's see what we got here right out of the bag.
May
here.
30th to June 1st is at Road America. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So, yeah, they're races. So the June 1st. So right now, that's actually the same weekend that we're going to be going to Tennessee. So yeah, we could probably work that out. Yeah, we can probably.
Yeah,
we'll have to decide what we want to do.
Have to skip to Tennessee and just go to Wisconsin.
Yeah, because I might take that weekend before and then actually go to Tennessee. What's that? What did you say?
Riding Fishes. Oh, I'm here.
Give him hell, Fish.
He says, "Don't threaten me with a good time."
I love the support. If you guys could, just when you guys do a video, just say, "Hey, man, I know these group of guys doing a podcast about motorcycles. I'm going to be on there once in a while, so check them out." Just kidding. We got to get more than 8 people watching this bad boy.
Actually, no, he's not kidding. You should plug us every once in a while.
But anyway, luckily we never met these people. Finesse, we haven't never met. We've talked on an interview. We had him on here for an interview. Riding Fish the same way. A bunch of people from IMRG we've had on here. And what's really strange about motorcycle, riding and groups and stuff like that, it doesn't matter the distance. Doesn't matter if you actually met in person. You have some kind of connection that you feel like you're best friends. Like you've known each other forever. Like I feel like I know Riding Fish, for 4 years. I feel like I've known Max for 5 years. I mean, Max is shaking his head. He doesn't want to know me that long. But
No.
all right, Max, you're excommunicated. I'm taking you off the podcast. See
Okay,
ya, bye.
Max is getting minimized again.
Watch how many viewers you lose. You take me off.
All right, here we go. There you are, Max. You're done.
There's one. You've lost one.
Oh, look at that. Son of a gun.
Oh my gosh, it's true. He's true. But I mean, it's believe it or not, I mean, just like Kayla, she's been on the podcast 2 nights in a row. Thank you for supporting us. And I feel like we're friends already. She's giving advice to my wife about
I'll take all the advice I can get.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what's great about the motorcycle community. I mean, it really is.
Riding Fish said, I told you guys months ago to come. I got a hotel already.
All right. Well, you know what?
A hotel. The key word there is hotel.
Hotel.
All right. So, Riding Fish, I want you to look at your texts. Okay. And there's a couple that you've never replied to. I said, can you give me the confirmed dates and that kind of stuff and times and then stuff like that? And he ghosted me.
He's got your ass blocked.
And see, that's what Max does to me all the time. See, we have a group chat, but Max only texts me when, hey, when's the podcast? But he texts less everything else. Like, Chris guy.
That's because we talk about bikes. We talk about scotch. We got a lot of stuff going on here, man. Come on.
There's the keyword scotch.
So I'll talk to my boss tomorrow and see when is the Labor Day? That's what the problem is. When is Labor Day?
Labor Day, that's September.
Memorial Day. What day is that?
Hang on.
Memorial Day is the end of the month.
Yeah.
The 26th.
The 26th. So
Monday.
So we're talking about May 30th. Yeah, so it's the weekend after. So I might be able to swing that. So let me see what we can do. I mean, I know my friends in IMRG Columbus might be upset. Hopefully they're not listening because I know they're planning on doing this trip. But we were only 2 of the 10 riders that got going. But I've never been to a King of the Bagger race. I never met Riding Fish. I would like to do that. So, but I also like my friends. So we'll have to figure it out. So I hope you guys understand if you're watching. All right. I think that's about it. I think we're done. I appreciate everybody coming on here. Hey, let's see if you guys can clear your schedule. Riding Fish, Finesse was cleared the schedule. Let's get you all on here at the same time. And we'll just have a good old talking show. Just
good
talk
old
about
confab.
Yeah. If you guys are up to it, hopefully you guys are. What's maybe plan it for 2 weeks, maybe in 2 weeks. Give you some time. And this is the good thing about that Riding Fish and Finesse, because I can do this to Max and give you more real estate. And I can do it live without having any issues.
You know what? How about this?
Hey, you minimized him, and we lost a viewer. Seriously,
I gotta quit doing that.
I told you.
I think we lost a viewer because everybody thinks that it's done for. We're done, and I had to play the music that Les really loves.
Oh
you
my
stop
God.
it.
Here we go again. Good
From
night,
the roar
everybody.
of the engine
Good
to the
night.
freedom of the open road.
Let's see. We gotta get the right one. There we go. That's the right one.
There you go. Thank God.
Hold on a sec. What does she got here? She's got some advice here.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Kayla.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, and share this podcast, folks.
I'll keep you posted, Kayla. Thank you.
Yep. Hey, we
All
can
right,
get her. We
everybody.
can get her on the podcast if she wants to come on here. And she can tell us her.
Sure
She could be
enough.
the first on here.
No, your wives were the first.
Hey, I think we should
No.
get her on.
No, I'm talking about the rider of a Challenger. That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah, man. Get her on.
Yeah.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
And
Thanks
you're-
for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
If you are
Chris, call me
watching,
in the afternoon tomorrow.
I will. If you are watching and you want to get on the podcast, we do have a form on our website, throttlesandiron.com, and you can fill that out. That way we can have all the rights of your voice for at least one episode. Don't miss
Nobody's
that.
tightened up. We'll know you're afraid.
Yeah. All right. It's been a great night. I appreciate everybody watching. Once again, throttleandiron.com. You can reach out on Facebook also. And everybody have a good night. And thanks for the support, guys.
Have a safe week.
We'll see you guys next Monday night. And maybe a surprise one again. Bye-bye.
Night.
See ya.